Welcome to the Will Evans Show. This is a podcast that is going to teach you everything you didn't learn in high school. If you're sitting there thinking, I have no idea how to budget, I have no idea where my money is going, I don't even know what taxes are, I need some help, then this is the podcast for you. I want to tell you about me. I'm just like you. Me and my wife found ourselves in $28,000 worth of debt. We believed the lies that student loans were the only way to go to college. We believed that it was normal to have a car payment. And for some of you that know me, you're going to laugh. I actually had 2 credit cards and I lied on one of my applications to get a credit card because that's how bad I wanted it. And so we believed that we had to build our credit score. At least I did. My wife, she was a lot smarter than I was. She didn't have a credit card. I was trying to force her to get a credit card, and I did so much stupid. And that's why I have a podcast, because I did stupid stuff just like you. So I'm not sitting here saying that I'm an expert, not claiming to be, but what I am saying is that I've done stupid just like you. And so we decided, after looking down with us getting married in June of 2022, and then we got married, we looked down and we saw that we had $28,000 worth of debt. We decided, okay, something's got to change. This can't be the normal life, the American dream that people talk about, being chained by debt. That just can't be the way to live, and we didn't want to live that way. And so we decided we are going to get rid of this debt. But the first thing you have to do to get out of debt is you have to draw a line in the sand and say, I am never, ever going to borrow another dollar. You have to take debt off of the table. So the way that you grew up learning about personal finance in middle school and high school, it's probably all wrong. Because if you're like me in the public education system, we just didn't learn anything. I dropped out of college. The real world started. I started making money and I had no idea what to do. I didn't know where my money was going. I was putting money on my credit card. I didn't know anything about taxes. I took personal finance in high school. I apparently failed, but my report card said I had an A, so I don't know how that happened. So whatever you think you learned in high school, it probably wasn't right, or you just didn't learn anything like I did. Because I did take personal finance. It just didn't work because I didn't know anything. So my wife and I, what we did is we got on a plan and we decided that we were going to take debt off the table. We were going to cash flow the rest of her school. She has a year left in nursing school, and we were going to take debt off the table and cash flow the rest of that. So I want to walk with you, and I want to walk through 5 simple steps to help you get out of debt. This is the Will Evans Show. Hey guys, it's Will. I know this show is all about what you didn't learn in school, but for some of you, you need a little more personalized help, and that's what Evans Financial Coaching is. I specialize in helping people pay off debt and build wealth. If this is you, I've put my contact info in the show notes. So please reach out. I'm here to help you. Evans Financial Coaching, creating paths to financial freedom. Welcome back to the Will Evans Show. And last segment, we were talking about getting on a plan. We're going to be taking debt off the table. And so I want to walk with you through 5 easy, simple steps to get out of debt. We've already discussed the first thing you got to do is have a plan. Your plan obviously is not working, so you have to submit yourself to somebody else's plan. And I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you what my wife and I did to pay off $28,000 in 5 months. This is what we did, and I want to help you get to that point of having financial peace. So first thing you got to do is have a plan. Second thing you're going to do is you're going to list your debts, smallest to largest, regardless of the interest rates. Number 3, you're going to live on less than you make. That means whatever you bring home monthly, you can't spend more than that each month. You can't keep putting it on the credit card. You have to live on less than you make. Number 4, the number one thing that my wife will tell you that helped us get out of debt is we got on a budget. So that's number 4. You have to get on a budget. Number 5, you're then going to use the debt snowball to get out of debt. And what the debt snowball is, for those that don't know, it's you're going to list your debts from smallest to largest, but then what you're going to do is you pay minimum payments on all of your debts. And then all the extra money that you have left in your budget that you just created, you then will attack that with a vengeance. Everything you got. Some of you may have to have a garage sale this weekend to bring in extra money, to throw it at that debt. You have to do whatever you can to get out of debt. This is a life or death situation. You cannot keep doing what you've been doing, chained by debt and worrying about money. I mean, here's just some simple stats for you that came out at the end of 2022. 36% of Americans had $0 in savings. 19% of Americans had less than $1,000 in savings, and only about 45% of people had more than $1,000. That means most of Americans are broke. You cannot keep living that way. Nearly 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That is not okay. And that goes back to the first way to get out of debt. The first step is you have to have a plan. You have to decide, this is what I'm going to do, and you have to stick to it. It is the only way that you are going to get out of debt, having a plan. Your plan is not working anymore. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, they will call you insane, because that is the definition of insanity. You will end up in a place that you don't want to be because you're trying to do the same thing over and over again and nothing is working. You have to submit yourself to a different plan. And so these are 5 easy steps on how to get out of debt. We're going to deep dive into how to get on a budget, what's the best way to budget. But at the end of the day, when you get on a plan, when you live on less than you make, and you decide, hey, I'm going to knock out these debts, you can have financial freedom. And it is not that far out. The average people that are on a plan like this, getting out of debt, 18 to 24 months. For my wife and I, we didn't have as much debt. We had $28,000, but we did it in 5 months. But it takes sacrifice. And so that is something that a lot of people don't want to talk about. They don't want to give up anything. Our $28,000, what a lot of that debt was a car loan. And you know what I did with that car loan? I amputated it. I got rid of it. I now drive a 2003 Toyota Highlander. The front bumper is held up with duct tape. But we were willing to this is a small sacrifice to get to where we want to be. And some of you may have a brand new hot rod with a $500 car payment. Maybe time for you to get rid of that car payment. I came across this Fox Business article, and it said the average monthly payment for a new car is up 26% since 2019 to $718 a month, the report states. Nearly 1 in 6 new car buyers is spending more than $1,000 a month on vehicles, and costs associated with owning a car, including insurance, gas, and repairs, have shot up. That means that if you both have a car payment, you're paying $1,400 a month in car payments. My 2003 Toyota Highlander gets me from point A to point B. And you know what we're doing now? We're saving up to buy us a new car, not a brand new car, but a new car to us. And we're going to be paying cash for it, because I do not want to be weighed down with a $718 car payment because I want to look good for other people. So that is a lie that many Americans have believed, that a car payment is the only way of life. You just have to have a new car. You just have to have a car payment. There's no way to let go of that much cash. But it goes back to Americans, they don't have that money. But when you get on a plan and you decide, hey, I'm never going to borrow another dollar, your life can change. This is the Will Evans Show. Welcome back to the Will Evans Show. We just walked through how to get out of debt. You heard a little about my story. The scripture of the day is, no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. That's Hebrews 12:11. We talked a little bit when we were talking about how to get out of debt. We heard me talk about sacrifice. This journey is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not just going to fall into your lap. You can wander into debt, but you can't just wander out. You have to take debt off the table. And that's why this isn't going to be easy, because you are going to have to make sacrifices. You are going to have to quit going on vacation, quit eating out, get on a budget, live on less than you make. You're going to have to do these things in order to get out of debt. And the biggest thing about all this is you have to figure out your why. If it's just, hey, I want to get out of debt, you got to go deeper. It's got to be a reasoning of, hey, I am sick and tired of living this way. I'm sick and tired of being in debt. I'm sick and tired of living paycheck to paycheck. I want something different for my kids. For me, I want to leave a legacy for my future kids that is meaningful. I want them to live a different and better life than I did. I want them to never know what debt is, to ever have to feel the weight and the chains of being in debt. I don't want that for them. I want them to live a life that is meaningful, and I want to change my family tree. And that's what we're doing. Getting out of debt, you are changing your family tree. You got to figure out why you're doing this. And when you do, I want you to write it down. I want you to put it up all over your house, all over your apartment. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Because, like I said, average person that's following this plan, they get out of debt in 18 to 24 months. There are going to be times where you don't want to do it, where you don't want to get out of debt. And then you go back to your why, you read it, and you're like, I'm ready. It's going to reignite a fire under you of, hey, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's a small sacrifice. You're doing this now, but it's such a small part of your life because it's I'm going to do this so that I can live a life with financial freedom, to have true financial peace. That is why I'm doing what I'm doing. You can do this. I believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. I can sit here behind the mic, behind the camera, and I can say the right stuff. I can tell you what to do. I can lay out action steps for you. But until you believe in yourself, I can't help you. I believe in you. You have to believe in yourself. I want this podcast to bring hope to your life of, hey, I can do this. And so I want you to keep tuning in every week. Every week I want you to listen in because, hey, I've done the same stupid stuff you have. So every week we're going to be back here. We're going to be listening in. We're going to be going over a bunch of different topics. And if you have questions, I want you to reach out to me. You can email me at ask@evans-fc.com. Again, that's ask@evans-fc.com. I'm going to link it in the show notes as well. You can also DM me on Instagram at I'm Will Evans. That's I am Will Evans. And so, We can set up a phone call if you just want to email in, you want to hide your identity, whatever. I don't want to tell you business if you don't want your business told, but I want to help you. I want to be here for you. I want to walk with you through your financial journey. It's the whole reason for me doing this podcast. I'm here to help you. And so again, you can email me, you can DM me, find me on social media and just comment on one of my pictures. Hey, I need help. DM me, do whatever. I want to help you. Also, before we get out of here, I just want you to know, if anything is ever wrong with this podcast, there's one person to blame. It's my producer, Ben Foster. If it doesn't sound right, it's him. Don't DM me saying, oh, Will, this doesn't sound right. Nope. Everything's going to go straight to Ben Foster. But in all seriousness, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast without him. He's going to be doing all the behind the scenes stuff. And so again, that's my producer, Ben Foster. Hopefully you'll get to know him fairly soon. This is The Will Evans Show.